wonder what that looks like. We have a live smoke... Oh, he's still going.
Sorry, what?
We have a live smoke machine
We do.
in the studio today. We've rented some of Coates Hire, very cheap.
Kennards.
Kennards Hire. We cut a deal.
We did.
Today's episode is sponsored by Kennards Hire. Rent your smoke machines. They also make you bow. Not bow like bow, like bow.
Bow,
like
as in bow.
bow.
Like bow.
Yeah.
B-A-O? Is that how it's spelled?
Hello, Drops of Knowledge podcast
Hello.
listeners. Please follow us on all of the social platforms.
Instagram.
What's that?
That's one of our social programs.
MySpace.
What? When did we get a MySpace? YouTube. You can watch all the videos that we put up.
What's another delinquent youth?
TikTok. That's a one.
Pixar.
No. DeviantArt.
Microsoft Paint. Follow us on Microsoft Paint.
Kid Pics.
No, James. Tumblr.
Tumblr
Follow
is
us on
another
Tumblr.
one. Okay.
Yeah. The smoke machine's very handy so far.
Done well.
No, seriously, don't follow us on Tumblr. That's an awful website.
No,
full of
but you've
nudity.
got YouTube, you've got Instagram, you've got TikTok, you've got Google, you got Apple, you got Spotify, and all the things.
Yes, I hope you've been enjoying the mini drops we've had, the little fun videos we've been making.
Far.
If you haven't checked them out, Instagram and TikTok are the places to see those.
Yep.
Without further ado,
Or I don't.
let's get into the episode. What am I learning about today? Fill my head with something, please.
We're doing a top numerical.
Hang on.
Numerical.
A top numerical.
Yeah, top numerical list.
I don't know what that is.
Well, a numerical is a number.
Yeah, I know that. So we're doing a list of the top numbers.
A top no.
That's what you
You
said
know how
to
you have
me.
your top 10s or your top 5s, right?
Like
your top
Mojo.
numerical. Yeah.
Like
Yes,
Watch
we're doing
Mojo.
a Watch
A live
Mojo.
Watch Mojo in the studio today. Unbelievable.
And I
Do we
feel
get the chick that does the voice? We couldn't hire her.
We couldn't
did we?
hire her.
No,
She's
she's too
way
expensive.
too expensive.
Too expensive.
So I got Strawny
Instead we got
instead.
a smoke machine.
We got a smoke
Yes.
machine and Strawny.
Oh, it's the next Strawny.
Peter Hellier is in the house.
2000s TV personality Peter Hellier.
Yes.
Alter ego Brian Strawn of the Collingwood Football Club. It's like a Miley Cyrus
Didn't he try
Hannah
to get-
Montana situation.
Didn't he try to get into Fernwood Gym at one point?
He may have. With
Probably.
those breasts he was packing, yes, I'm sure they would have let him into.
Now, we're doing a top 7.
Okay.
Okay, because Lucky 7.
Someone ran out of time for the episode.
No,
to prepare.
it was a lot. There was a lot there. If I did a top 10, it would have been
Well, this better
a
be
long
a
time.
dense 7.
It's going to be a dense 7.
Okay.
And I feel we should do more of these.
Let's see how it goes.
I do like putting them together.
Okay.
I think it's fun.
All right.
Now, I'm fancying myself a bit of a green thumb currently.
So what's the top 7 on?
I'm getting.
Okay,
Can
well,
I
you're
do
teasing
my?
me, James. Don't tease.
I have a thing in front of me. I need to.
Why is your brightness
Dot
off so
points. I'm blind.
much? All right.
I'm legally blind. Like I said, fancying myself a bit of a green thumb, a bit of a plant dad.
Is that because we've got the plants here now?
Well,
to
that was
fill
another
The
thing.
negative space.
Negative space.
Which our
What's
number
so
one
negative
listener
about
told
my
us today.
space?
It's very negative in this room.
Very negative energy.
It's very. I need get the crystals.
Yes.
Bring my dream catcher.
Well, we did one on witchcraft last time.
And I explained what Harry Potter is.
Yes, you did a very good job and a lot of people were mad.
They were mad.
We got a lot of letters. Fan mail.
Yeah, we had to hire someone to go through the letters.
We did. Police.
So I couldn't get the Coates Hire thing, though. We couldn't get the chick from Watch
Really
Mojo.
couldn't. No, it's a bit sad. But I can only call myself a green thumb because last year when I bought my
I think that's
apartment.
gangrene, James.
Oh, jeez. Well, look, none of my plants have died, so I
Fantastic.
fancy myself, like I said,
Okay.
pretty good at planting. And I'm winning at that. So naturally, I feel that plants
Yep.
are going to be in the top numbered lists.
So the top 7 plants.
Yeah, it's just the standard top 7 plants, Josh. No, of course not.
Okay,
We're doing top 7 dangerous plants in the world.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so we're looking at the dangerous stuff, which is going to be fun.
All right. Are they all in Australia?
No,
Wow.
actually, none of them are. They're all European
course.
and American. Because
America.
America.
Oh, yeah, they're the ones they sell in Walmart you can buy for $20 next to the kids'
just
backpacks.
Don't let your cats eat them.
No.
Or your kids. Or you. Don't
Don't
eat
eat them.
them.
Don't
Don't
eat
even
any of
touch
these.
them. Just look at them. Actually, don't even look at them. You don't want...
What's number 7?
Tobacco. Tobacco is the first one. Now,
Okay.
straight away, what are you thinking?
Ciggies.
Ciggies,
Darts.
cigars, darts,
Death stick.
all that sort of stuff. Death sticks. I
Winnie
don't want to
Blues.
buy a death sticks.
Yes.
So tobacco is one of the most widely grown commercial non-food plant.
Okay.
Okay, in the world, and all parts of the plant, especially the leaves, are actually considered quite poisonous.
Okay.
So they actually contain toxic alkaloids. So
great word.
Your nicotine.
Ah,
Okay.
yes. The
And-
good bit.
Anabasine.
Yes.
Anabasine, and can be fatal if eaten. So if you're not
Very interesting.
if it's not dried, if it's not cured, if it's not looked after, and you just eat it
If it's
straight
in
off.
the
Like if
hands
I
of
was just to
evil.
get the plant
Yeah.
and just, have a bit of a nom,
Yeah. Yeah.
not good. My tummy hurts.
Your tum.
Tum goes a bit sad.
Your tum.
Okay.
Well,
So-
so have you ever heard of a thing called snus?
No.
No. So what snus is a little thing. I had this in Sweden.
Snoopy's cousin?
Right? No. Close.
Okay.
You also put it in your mouth.
Oh.
So snus is a little bit of like tobacco
Yes.
in a little bag with fiberglass. It's like a fiberglass bag.
Right.
All
This
right.
is
And
sounding very interesting.
in Europe, what they do is you can
Okay.
buy a tin of snus
Okay.
rated at a certain level.
A tin.
And you get these little
Okay.
bags of tobacco sort
Right.
of stuff, and you put them under your lip, and the fiberglass bag cuts your lip slightly, and it puts the tobacco directly into your system, right? So people do this
Yeah.
during business meetings and things like that to keep themselves awake, right? They do it casually.
I'm sorry, all I can think of is anyway. Continue.
Anyway, so I tried snus. I've never smoked in my entire life.
Right.
Cigarettes are bad, kids.
Yes.
Don't do that unless someone offers you behind the gym. Then it's okay. But other than that, don't do it.
Oh, and the bleachers.
Yes, yes. I kissed a girl by the bleachers.
Oh,
once.
okay.
I don't know what a bleacher is. I bleached my hair though. Anyway, so and then you put this bag under your lip, and it gets directly in your bloodstream. So what it did, right? Everyone was laughing at me because instantly I got head spins, I got dizzy, I got the sweats,
Right.
right, and beads of sweat. I was in a bar in Sweden.
Sounds serious.
And I met all these people that day, and I had to put my head in my hands, right, and block out all the light. Otherwise, I was getting so dizzy, I felt like vomiting.
That's
It was really bad.
serious stuff.
So I had to fold my arms on the table, put my head on my hands, and block out the light for about 45 minutes until I could recover enough to walk back to the train to then train home to where we were staying, where I was sleeping on the floor.
Sure, you weren't drugged.
No.
I mean, you
I'm
did
not
it
sure.
yourself.
No,
but
it was out of the tin that old mate, I don't remember his name.
It was probably
doing
out of
across from me.
date.
No, he was having it there. He had it throughout the day. Trust me, don't do snooze.
Jeez.
Don't do snooze.
That's some interesting stuff. Maybe I should have put that on here. Number 8, snooze.
Yes.
Number 7 is tobacco.
Yes.
So widely consumed. I'm not doing very well with English.
You're not good.
So tobacco actually causes more than 5 million deaths per year.
Oh, why?
Well, from either,
Well, just people smoke. Are
Accidental-
we counting
well, what's-
cigarettes and
and this is why I've left it at number 7, because it's one that we all know. We might not have known that the actual leaves themselves are quite poisonous.
I did not know that, actually.
If ingested. But it's number 7 on my list.
Okay.
Number 6 is the Orlinda, or the Nerum orlinda. Now, it's a beautiful plant known for its striking flowers, so it's quite
Paint me a
lovely.
word picture.
Basically, this beautiful foliage
Foliage.
with some lovely red petals.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
Like
It's
a
very
rose,
nice.
it's a
Yes,
rose.
striking flowers. Though
Very
it's
broad.
usually like a hedge, like usually your hedges and things
Okay.
like that. It's quite nice to look
like a
at.
gooseberry.
And ornamental is the word that I would put through.
Very fancy word.
However, all parts of the Orlinda are deadly.
All parts.
All parts.
So where are these grown? Where are these found?
So you can find them everywhere, but like most it's European, okay?
Yeah.
But most of these plants, like unless you actually grab it and stick it in your mouth and chew it and eat,
You gotta ingest it
significant
to-
amounts
to
of
die.
it. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So it's deadly and contain carcinogens,
Cardigenics. Okay.
and glycosids.
No idea.
So
Is there any encounter? Is there a
if
story about
eaten-
someone dying or eating
So no,
plant?
this is like people have died quite a lot from this sort of stuff, and it's usually significant amounts of eating it.
So why are people eating it if it's so dangerous? I guess they don't know. But
Well,
like,
I mean, over hundreds
who
of
goes,
years.
hedge, I'll eat some of
Yeah,
that.
but you and I aren't going to do it
Yeah, but
because, there's the whole thing of, just don't eat that. Don't eat plants.
yes,
But
I guess.
people have either used it for, curing diseases or trying to.
Curing diseases.
It's a lot of testing.
Well, how's that
in
going?
the last, 500 years? I'm sorry, we learnt about witches last time, but we're not doing that anymore.
No, you're right.
We learnt about that one.
All right. I just don't know. Why do you see a bush and you're like, bush. I will eat bush.
I'm sorry, but who decided they were going to milk a cow?
It's true.
Who's the first one that decided to? You know what? What does that do?
What frisky bugger
What
thought?
exactly?
Yeah. All right. You've got me. Well done.
Okay.
Number 5.
So, well, no, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
If eaten, so Orlando can cause vomiting, diarrhea,
Oh,
erratic pulse,
ah.
seizures.
This is like you if you have Red Bull.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Coma
Oh,
and death.
yeah. It gets more
All
severe
in
as
that
the
order.
list goes on.
In that order.
In that.
And contact with the leaves and sap is known to irritate the skin to some people. So a bit like the poison ivy sort
Imagine
of
if
stuff,
it was
yeah?
death then diarrhea. I guess you do that kind of.
I mean,
because
you
your
sort of
muscles
do when your
relax.
body decides to go, I'm done. So now the toxins in Orlando are so strong that people have become very ill after eating the honey from bees,
that have pollinated
from
on
the
the.
flowers.
Interesting.
Now, it's very rare that this happens, but it is something. And
would
the
be
plants,
wild.
but,
What are the chances? You know.
well, you'll find out about another one later down the track, which is a bit more of a what are the chances sort of
All
thing.
right. All right.
But number 5 is the rosary pea.
The rosary pea.
Yes. Now, the rosary pea. Now, you've heard of rosaries before?
No.
So, rosaries are a bit more like the Christian.
Like a religious plant.
Yeah, it's the beads. No, it's the beads, and they actually, as they're like saying their prayers, they would count the beads.
Oh.
Okay, so
I've
they're
never
called
heard of
doing a rosary or the rosary beads. Now, rosary pea,
bead.
what they are these small little red beans or peas and seeds. They actually hold a thing called abrin. Now, abrin's a very deadly ribosome inhibiting protein. Do you know what that means?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so it basically it stops your cells from recreating
Interesting.
and creating proteins. Now, you'll find that a lot of these sorts of plants will do that. Okay, so that's why I chose them, because they're quite scary things.
Well,
So
just like the Church of Jesus Christ, maybe
don't
there's
eat,
a couple
don't
of
eat the Bible.
Okay, a few rules while
Okay,
at the church.
sure.
Don't go to see the priest's cross collection out the back. Okay. Don't go and eat the weird berries. And if the priest comes up and says, "Do you want to sample my berries?"
Yes.
You say, "No, Father David. I'm going to go home instead."
For all those Father Davids out there that are actually lovely people, we apologise. Or any fathers named David, we also apologise.
Yeah, if you're a dad and named David, I'm talking to you.
So,
I'm sorry.
rosary peas
Yes.
are native to tropical areas and are often used in jewellery and prayer rosaries. So this is what
So
I was
they're
talking
used in
about.
jewelry. Jewelry? Jewelry.
See, we're not really good at
But you
English.
can die
Yes. So,
even if they're made into.
the seeds themselves are not poisonous when they're intact. Okay. However, the seeds that are scratched, broken, or chewed can be lethal.
Okay.
So it only takes 3 micrograms of abrin to kill an adult, and less of that amount of the poison is in one seed. So you'd have to eat quite a bit
Okay.
or be in contact with quite a bit. But those that actually created, actually put together the rosary beads, if they had cuts on their skin or if they were, susceptible to it, they would become quite ill. Because
Interesting.
they've been making quite a lot of these things.
Very dangerous, sort of stuff to make. I don't know where these people are sort of like,
Yes.
what other jobs couldn't you have got in the world before you have to become one of these bead makers?
Look, I feel like they'd just be nuns.
No, I remember none of that.
None of that. But just for a little bit for those people out there that aren't aware of what protein synthesis is,
Through most people.
the
listening to
cells.
this
So,
podcast.
like I said, it's the cell's ability to create proteins in the body. So, no proteins, no living, which means dead boys.
Yeah, crucial stuff.
Yeah,
Crucial stuff
look,
to the
you
anatomy.
need to do it. Number 4, ladies and gents, is the castor bean.
Castor bean.
Now, have you ever heard
A lot
of
of beans, dangerous beans.
dangerous beans and seeds and such?
Beans and seeds.
Beans and seeds. If you say it quick enough, it sounds like you're doing.
Say beans and seeds 10 times
it's
fast.
a bit more like the
Say
boots and
it
cats.
right now.
beans and seeds and beans and seeds and beans and seeds and beans and seeds and beans and seeds. Now you do it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, see?
No one's listening
You know
to it.
how good I am at it.
All right.
So widely grown as an ornamental plant, like most of these,
Yes.
the castor bean is an attractive plant.
Oh, it's very sexy.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
Native to Africa.
No wonder just all the men will circle around and eat this plant and die because they're very sexually attracted to it.
Don't drink the punch. Don't eat the castor beans.
This is like the Garden of Eden sort of stuff.
Well, yeah.
Don't touch the sexy plant. Okay?
You don't know what will happen.
You don't know what will happen.
You don't know who
There's
will get kicked out of
Rubber
Eden.
lips to save you this time, George Clooney. Or Poison Ivy
No,
joke.
was that? Did they both have it, or was it Robin that had it?
No, I thought it was Batman.
Rubber lips.
Maybe
are
it
immune to your
was.
charms.
The most awful Batman film.
I don't know, man.
Don't.
It was the only Batman like that had a codpiece and nipples
Well,
on the actual.
it makes Batman.
Look it up. It's
Batman
great.
drops down from the shadows and people are like, are your nipples
Nipples
showing?
Is it cold in here?
No.
A freeze is coming.
Back of the Mentos. Stop looking at my nipples.
Jeez.
I'm sensitive. I'm pretty secure with my own body.
Yes, that's him flying away because he's scared. Anyway, nipples, go on.
So while the seeds are actually a source of castor oil,
Oh, fantastic.
okay,
We eat it
they
too.
naturally contain the poison ricin.
I've heard of ricin
Yeah,
before.
so a lot of people have heard of ricin. Okay, so you might have heard it from whether it's movies, TV, in the news.
I'm not sure where I've heard that before, but I have heard of it.
But poisonous ricin is deadly in small amounts. Okay, so you don't have to have too much. So it only takes 1 or 2 seeds to kill a child, and
Didn't
8 to kill a human.
Was there? This is going to be completely wrong, but Breaking Bad.
There you go.
Thank you, Smoke Machine. Yes, that's it. For some reason, my brain was going to. Did Epstein have a ricin pill and something about it was Breaking
Yeah, it was
Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
But it's
Fantastic.
also, it was in 1978, it was actually used to try and assassinate. It was a failed attempt.
Who do we assassinate? Not us personally.
Of US politicians. And in 1978, an assassination attempt on Georgy Markov, a journalist who spoke out against the Bulgarian government,
How dare they?
had been mailed these seeds, and they actually but most fatalities.
Hang on. So you go and pick up the mail at the post office and
Yeah.
you open it and there's random seeds.
Well,
Someone
what
goes, ooh, free seeds. And
Pretty
eats
much.
them, you deserve to die.
I mean, look, fair. But most of the
Ooh,
fatalities are results of
democracy
accidental.
seeds. Fantastic.
Democracy seeds.
Yeah, democracy
Accidental indigestion.
seeds. Yeah, whoops. Yeah.
Ingestion.
If I ever get sent just
Yes.
seeds in an envelope, I'm not eating it. And that's not because anyone's told me not to. That's
Yes.
normal human intuition. That's what should kick in. But we've worked at Bunnings long enough to know that that is not a real thing.
I'm pretty sure I watched a Rugrats episode where Chucky ate
Ricin.
he ate ricin.
It was a very dark
No, it was a
episode. They had to cut that from season 4. That was Rugrats 3, the movie. But unfortunately, someone died in the
way
making.
too serious.
Yeah, it was very dark.
No, he ate a watermelon seed, and he was freaking out that a watermelon was going to grow in his tummy.
That sounds like the worst and best round the twist episode ever.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you notice, there seems to be a bit of a theme with all these
Seeds
plants.
and beans.
Seeds-
Round objects. Anything round, don't trust it.
That vomiting and violent diarrhea. That's what does it for me, I think.
Yeah, true.
Number 3. Here
Your
we
body
go.
needs to get this out of me.
Well, clearly, the body is just going. Why have you eaten this?
Evacuate
Please
the dance
stop.
floor.
Oh.
Who sings that? Smoke Machine. Who sings that? Damn it. Don't worry. We'll look it up in post.
I don't know. We'll look it up in post. White snake root.
Maybe later,
number-
but let's
number
keep doing the podcast
Oh,
first.
sorry. White snake root. At number 3. Interesting enough, this is reasonably harmless plant on its own.
Sounds harmless at number 3.
But was actually responsible for killing off Abraham Lincoln's mother.
Abraham Lincoln's mother. Sorry, we're getting quick intel where we
Yeah.
cross live to find out who sings Evacuate the Dance Floor.
Who was it?
Cascada.
That's a name?
Great. Let's move on swiftly from that because that's very underwhelming. If
White
it's not
snake
Flow
root.
Rider, I don't want to know.
It's fair.
Is it featuring Pitbull?
Mr. Worldwide.
No. Not interested.
White snake root, Josh. White snake root.
There's a snake in my root.
Oh
Yeah. That was a good
Hey,
one.
that's
I
pretty
actually
good.
like that one. Yeah.
Well, it is North American herb.
Yes. My favorite type of herb.
And it usually has a cluster of small white flowers. Okay,
So pretty.
it's a very little pretty
elegant.
little thing.
Maybe we could have that at a bouquet at a wedding. You could throw it at people.
Well-
They could all crap their pants.
Well, pretty much because it contains a toxic alcohol known as
It'll be a
trematol.
memorable night.
Trematol.
Oh, I'll be trematol
Oh,
from the
yeah, so-
bowels if I eat this. That's for sure.
Well, unlike those who have died from directly ingesting the deadly plant. Okay.
What are all these people doing eating unknown
Mate,
plants?
we're talking about 17, 16, 15, 93.
There's
you know
no
what I mean?
excuse.
Like, it's so far back that people are just, they've done all this research by eating the shit that they shouldn't.
All right, yeah, okay. Yes, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, who decided that there's edible flowers?
Well, poor old lady Lincoln, okay,
oh, lynx, yeah.
was poisoned by simply drinking milk from a cow. Now, remember how we were talking about earlier? It's the pollinating of the bees.
This is why you must be vegan, or you're part of the Holocaust
I
as
reckon.
well.
Whoa.
Well, that's what a crazy vegan said on the street to me once, that I'm part of the Holocaust of animals. Which is not true, listeners.
God.
Enjoy your steak, blue, all well done. There is no other way.
What are you talking about? Medium rare.
I'm joking,
Oh,
James.
God.
I'm joking.
Jeez.
This is a comedy podcast for comedy.
Old lady Lincoln died from drinking milk, Josh. And it wasn't just lactose intolerance.
Okay. She evacuated
Okay, she
her dance floor.
evacuated her dance floor,
Yes.
and Mr. Worldwide was not available to help.
Yeah.
He did not
Hotel.
want to comment at this time.
Yes. I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the cow who was grazing in the area that they of this lovely harmless
having a
white
graze time in
snake
the
root,
paddock.
having a grazest time.
I'm a what?
Yep. So the livestock can actually pass the toxins into
Yeah.
their milk.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Very dangerous.
Well, cows have got what? 4 stomachs?
So I'm going to go tipple my
Basically,
milk out
yeah,
right now.
don't drink the milk. No. Look, the symptoms of milk poisoning, okay, which you would know, loss of appetite, nausea, weakness, abdominal discomfort.
Oh,
So far, it's just anybody that is lactose intolerant.
fantastic.
But then it's the redness of the tongue,
Oh.
abnormal acidity to the blood. So if you go
How do
for
you
a
know that?
well, I don't know.
My blood is so fizzy.
It'll be if you've gotten to this point, you probably
Your
had a
fizzy
blood
blood.
test. You probably had a blood test.
The scientific word is
Spicy blood.
Fizzy blood.
Fizzy blood. This is spicy milk.
It's
Spicy
carbonated
milk with
blood.
the carbon. Yes, in your soda stream.
Yeah, I put my soda stream in insert hole here. Doesn't
Yep.
matter. You pick a hole and then you press the button. You go, "Way!" Then it all fizzes your blood up.
I think it's pronounced enema.
Carbonated enema. Oh my god,
Jeez,
this is off the rails.
this is off the rails. These are symptoms of milk poisoning, but my favourite symptom is death.
That's my.
That's a
also
symptom.
my favorite.
That's a symptom.
That is a symptom. A
It's not
side
the
effect.
ending; it's a symptom.
Antibiotics will fix that
Yeah,
up. though.
absolutely.
So just go
clear
to
that
your
right
GP
up.
and
Well, now there are procedures and things in place to stop cows from eating this.
yeah.
I'm sure there's herbicides and stuff, but it's something that's happened.
Well, look, now you know when I like my milk the best, James? When it's got bits in it. Just pulp. I like my milk
Flowers.
with extra pulp.
Lots of flowers.
yes.
Coming up at number 2, Josh,
We're getting close to the tip top.
is the deadly nightshade,
Oh,
or
cool.
Atropa belladonna.
Oh,
Ah, yeah.
now I'm aroused.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is that the sexy plant's
That's
name?
the sexy plant's name.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so
You know she's got a nonna.
well, I mean, the southern Eurasia. It's from central and southern Eurasia.
Oh.
So a native of wooded or wasted areas.
Oh, a
Okay,
wooded
deadly,
or wasted.
yeah,
Yeah.
deadly nightshade has dull green leaves and shiny
I
black
guarantee
berries.
that's the next Marvel superhero they're going to put in their
Deadly Nightshade.
multiverse, right?
I'm
There's going to be a
pretty sure there is
10-part
one.
next Netflix series on it.
The deadly
And it's going to be
nightshade.
awful.
So has blackberries,
Oh, yeah.
and and they're about the size of cherries,
Oh.
so they're quite sizable. Okay,
I would actually eat that even if I didn't know what it
and
was.
there it is. So nightshade contains atropine.
Nightshade is so cool. Who made that name? I want to change it to my Xbox name.
Do it. deadly
Do
nightshade.
you want to know what my old so back in the day,
Right.
where you get a randomly generated name for your
Yeah.
Xbox. So the one that came up on my Xbox was Hectic Paprika. Yeah. How good is that?
My phone one when I was playing like Google Play is Quadratic Brainiac,
Oh.
number 7.
Well, that makes you think more. Mine's just stupid. What was your first email address?
Joms_007.
Joms.
Joms.
It wasn't Roxy Surfer Chick.
No, it was my sister.
XOXO_XOXO@hotmail.com.
Loves Brad.
Loves Brad. Awful. What were we doing?
I don't know.
What were we doing?
So Nightshade
Oh, yes.
contains atropine and scopolamine. No, not really. It's scopolamine. Scopolamine. Scopolamine, which is in its stems, leaves, berries, and roots.
It's the way you looked me in the eye and said scopolopamine. That's what got me.
Causes paralysis.
Paralysis.
Paralysis. And involuntary muscles of the body to start to, decay.
Oh.
Which is fantastic. And it includes the heart.
Yeah, pretty
Which
important
is exactly
organ.
what you want when
Yeah.
eating berries.
That seems, out of all the organs, maybe the more crucial
Now,
one.
physical contact with the plant, the nightshade,
You plant huggers out
just
there.
gives you, just skin irritation.
Hope you get a slopodopamine plant.
Slopodopamine. Just
nightshade.
it actually causes like a little bit of irritation on the skin.
Ooh,
Now,
itchy.
according to the famous story of Macbeth,
Oh, yes.
okay, wine made from the fruit of the nightshade and offered to the soldiers,
Bloody Nora.
which obviously killed them.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the sweetness of the berries that often suckers the unlucky children and unsuspecting adults to eat said things. Okay, it's a very lethal plant. But we're at
Dangerous.
numero uno now.
Number one.
Number 1.
Should we have like some sort of build up to this? What about the honorable mentions like the lady on Watch Mojo does? Honorable mentions.
Foxglove?
That's a Boston Manor song. That's
Is it
really
really?
good. It's in my playlist currently.
Oh, okay. So foxglove?
Honorable mentions. Snappy fly plant. All right.
The snappy fly plant.
Fig
You mean
plant.
the
I've
fig
heard
plant?
they're very
Are they?
temperamental.
okay?
Yes. Heard they got an
Brussels
attitude.
sprouts are terrible.
Brussels
for
sprouts.
Horrible.
And last honorable mention,
you. Yep.
fungus.
Fungus. See, there you go. Not a plant, but good job. I'm proud of you.
Quick, do number
Well
one.
done. So at numero uno we have the water hemlock.
I think
Or
I've got water
Syracuse
hemlock at the
masculate.
moment. I was going to the doctor to get some ointment.
Oh, some ointment.
Yes.
Well, see, I like this one because it's closely related to the poison hemlock, that the plant that famously killed Socrates.
That's your dad.
My dad. Looks really good for
I
3,097.
saw him like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
A lot's happened. When I asked you what's happened lately, James, you just went, oh, not much, just working.
My dad ate hemlock.
Your dad has hemlock.
He has hemlock. No. So there's hemlock and there's water hemlock. So water hemlock has been deemed the most violently toxic plant in North America.
Give me the side effects.
So it's a large wild flower, which is actually in the carrot family, by the way.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Are there those weird purple carrots?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's actually been confused with parsnips or celery. Is
yeah.
water hemlock. So that's what it sort of looks like.
Okay.
Okay. However, water
Gaz's
hemlock.
parsnip. Actually,
Yes.
it's just a water hemlock to all the birds he was smashing on Geordie Shore out in the Toon.
The tune.
The Toon, James.
What's the what?
The Toon? That's how the Geordies, I think, say town.
Oh, okay. Never heard that before. Someone.
Well, okay, I'll start using it then, day to
Tune?
day.
Okay, cool. Water hemlock is infused with deadly cytotoxin,
Yes.
especially in its roots,
Ah.
and will rapidly
Sounds like my Friday
generate
nights.
potential fatal symptoms in anyone unlucky enough to eat it, such as
Yes.
painful convulsions.
Oh.
Yeah. Abdominal cramps.
Ah.
Okay. Nausea
Nausea.
and death are common.
Death again. Death is a trend.
Death is a big one. And those who actually survive, and this is the bit, it's those that survive hemlock are often afflicted with amnesia or lasting tremors.
How
Like-
long? How long are these lasting?
Well, just lasting.
Forever.
So I assume it is just an ongoing issue.
Oh,
Issue.
God. That's how Tourette's starts, I guess.
Like it's crazy. Now, our smoke machine just gave us a little bit of a tidbit
Is this a
of knowledge.
closing fact for the podcast?
Well,
do you have
I've got
more?
one more thing, but
Okay.
this is because we're still talking about the plants. I feel like there's
Yes, of course.
But Deadly Nightshade,
Going back, which was
Going
number
back-
2.
number 2.
Does this make it number 1 now?
Look, I feel like it makes it more interesting. That's for sure.
Okay.
But the Italians
Yep.
used to actually drop belladonna in their eyes, women specifically.
Yes.
And it would actually make their pupils dilate and make them look more sexy.
Give them the cat eyes.
Give it the cat eyes, yeah.
And then once they've
More
looked all
attractive.
sexy for 10 minutes, their body shuts down. And
Body
they,
shuts
they
down,
have chronic
convulsing,
diarrhea. And they're
violent
no longer,
diarrhea.
And look, each to their own here.
Each to their own.
But maybe the violent diarrhea will take away from the sexy eyes.
I think so, just a little bit. Like you finally,
She'll
you
be
know,
on the ground twitching
you
and
go-
vomiting, but you'll be like, but those eyes.
with those eyes, I tell you.
good.
I tell you.
No, they're good.
Now, to end on a fun note, though.
Oh, because the rest has not been
Absolutely.
fun
Did you
at
know,
all.
though, Josh? Did you know that there's actually a garden that houses all these wonderful friendly plants?
That's terrifying. That's so
Specifically,
dangerous. Can
and
people
more.
visit this
And
garden?
yes, you can.
I like that.
Welcome to the Alnwick Poison Garden, situated in Northumberland, England.
Oh, it's the bloody Poms again, isn't it?
See, it is. So it's home.
Just because you got you can only have, you go and get a fish and chips and
Right.
it's always cod and it
Yep.
always rains.
Yep.
And you have warm beer and your cricket team sucks. Doesn't mean that you've got to compensate with a scary plant garden of death.
Well, it's not. It's reasonably new though. So
About time. I did something exciting.
So it's home to it's home to the top 7, obviously, that we've just said, but also to over 100 different species and genuses of plants. And
So-
that have like these sorts of deadly
I
properties.
could only
All of
imagine
them have
the
deadly
women
properties.
flocking to
Absolutely.
this garden just to get the cat eyes.
How many people a year?
I wonder if you can time
Yes.
from when you get the sexy cat eyes
Right.
to the diarrhea. I
Yes.
wonder if there's a time, if you're like, okay, I've got 2 hours on a date, then I'll go back and just evacuate the dance floor.
Bit of rouge, you should
Yeah.
be fine.
But you're watching the clock and your dad's like, I've actually had a really good time. Would you like to grab some ice cream or do you want to go out for another drink? She's like, oh, no, I might just leave. And she's like, oh, didn't you enjoy the date? Yes, I did, but I'm going to go and evacuate the dance floor, you know?
God.
I could only imagine.
But how many people do you reckon go to this place?
Oh, there'd be heaps because
A
people
year.
like this sort of stuff.
800,000 people
year.
actually, a year.
How many people come out?
Well, yeah, that's also a thing because there's on the gates of this place. I'm taking you there. Eat this, Josh.
Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
Steamed ham.
Steamed hams.
So the warning signs on that. Oh no, I'm not doing the whole thing.
All right, we won't do it
I'm not
again.
doing the whole thing.
All right,
This time of
just
year,
one more time.
this part of the country.
Localized entirely
in
within
your
your kitchen.
kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it? No.
Seymour, the house is on fire.
No, mother, that's just the Northern Lights.
Fantastic.
The warning signs on the gates, though, actually say that these plants may kill.
Oh.
Should not be taken lightly by anyone.
But you can take them heavily.
Please,
Because
please
if you're
do.
going to take them, you may as well die from it than just
I think
having
so.
diarrhea.
I think so. And with that, deadly plants.
Deadly plants, ladies and gentlemen. Well, make sure you don't come in contact with any of those plants
Don't just
unless
start
you're a bit
eating
blocked
plants.
up and you need a release.
Some deadly violent diarrhea.
Correct. And who doesn't love a little bit of that? That's what they call a detox. The kids, the youth.
It
are
helps
doing
out with corona, I hear, going to this
Ooh,
eating plants.
We do not endorse that here on the Drops of Knowledge podcast and would like to thank the government for their great work they were doing all through the COVID pandemic for supporting small business and our mental health. Thank you, ScoMo. Yay! And the children cheered.
I think it's the finger that did it for me.
Well, now we got Albo in charge.
That's it.
There's a little bit of a brighter future, even though I'm not sure what he's done yet. But I'm sure he's great. His interviews are funny.
He said hi to some people.
That's great.
Yeah. He rode
And
a bike.
he rode a bike.
He's not wearing budgie smugglers.
And he didn't fall off the bike like Sleepy Joe.
He hasn't gone to Hawaii yet.
Yes.
So he's winning.
Yet.
He's winning in my eyes.
Anyway, thank you for listening to this episode of the Drop of Knowledge podcast. Please follow all of the socials. They know what I'm going to say. I may as well get it done quickly.
Fair enough.
Please follow all the socials, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, follow the YouTube, follow us on all of the stuff.
Yep.
And we will see you next week. James is going to sign off in plant language. James, sign us off.
Bye.